Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rob, and if you're wanting to put together your first home theater setup, you're going to have to start thinking about speakers. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the most common types of speakers and what we recommend you get, right after the intro. So the first kind of speakers we're going to be taking a look at are floor standing speakers, or also known as tower speakers. These speakers are some of the most common speakers you'll find in any normal home theater setup, as they offer great sound quality at a pretty reasonable price. They're called tower speakers because they're big and tall, and a bigger speaker usually has more room for drivers and cabinet bracing. 3 or 4-way speakers, where the sound is divided into 3 or 4 different drivers respectively, are very common. In the end, floor standing speakers are a great way to get your home theater started without compromising on audio quality. The next type of speakers we'll talk about are bookshelf speakers. Bookshelf speakers get their name from being compact and convenient speakers. These usually have great sound quality, and you can find them everywhere for very little money. Most common bookshelf speakers are 2-way designs, meaning they'll have one woofer for the lower frequencies and one tweeter for the higher frequencies. These kind of speakers are also very versatile because you can use them pretty much anywhere, as front channels, surround channels, rear surround channels, or even height channels, which we'll get into in a little bit. Alright, so let's move on to one of the most important speakers in a home theater setup, the center channel speaker. These speakers are designed to sit horizontally on some sort of stand placed under or behind your screen. Center channel speakers aren't usually intended to be used anywhere else in your theater, but some companies do offer LCR or left, center, right designs that can be used for every channel. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about surround speakers. These types of speakers are also known as satellites, and they're usually smaller than bookshelf speakers, and they're designed to help build a surround sound system without taking up too much space. These types of speakers can actually be used for all of your channels, but you might miss out on a lot of the bass that you would get from a bigger speaker. Now, speaking of bass, you might want to consider adding a subwoofer to your system. Subwoofers are basically speakers with 1 or 2 big drivers designed to produce low frequencies for movies and music. Now, subwoofers can really add a lot of deep, punchy sound to your home theater, and they're a must-have if you decide to use smaller speakers for the rest of your system. Now, with that out of the way, let's move on to in-wall speakers. In-wall speakers are basically just bookshelf speakers that are designed to mount flush with your wall. These are a great choice if you don't have a lot of space and you want a really clean install. And the best part is, in-wall speakers can be used as any part of your surround sound setup, so you can match all of your speakers. Now, that's going to cover all of the main 5 or 7 channels you'll see in most home theaters. But what about Atmos? You have a few options here too. The easiest way to get started is by using a regular elevation speaker. Companies like SVS offer their Prime Series elevation speakers that are designed to sit on top of a tower or bookshelf speakers and bounce sound off your ceiling to give you a simple Atmos system. These speakers are designed to be mounted on a wall or ceiling, or you can use them as surrounds or even height speakers. If I had to personally recommend a single speaker that could play the role of your height channels and surrounds, I would definitely recommend these SVS Prime elevation speakers. You also have the option to use ceiling mount speakers for Atmos. If you want a clean, professional looking setup with great sound quality, several companies offer ceiling mount speakers for a wide range of rooms. Some are even tilted to help focus the sound towards the listening position. And finally, we have to mention sound bars. If you just want to get something better than the speakers built into your TV or projector, soundbars have been getting really good in these past few years, especially with the inclusion of wireless subwoofers. Now, that's pretty much it for the different types of speakers you can use in your home theater setup. Now let's talk about our recommendations and what kind of speakers you should buy. If you have a big room and you're putting sound first, get tower speakers for the front, left, and right channels. You'll hear much more bass and generally get a smoother sound from a pair of towers than you would from a comparably priced set of bookshelf speakers. Once you've got your front, left, and right, find a similar center channel from the same manufacturer. It's very important to make sure that all of your speakers in your front soundstage are similar so you get the same tonal properties from each speaker. For the rest of the room, in-wall speakers are a great option because they look great and they don't take up much space. Bookshelf speakers would also be a great choice if you can live with the extra space being taken up in your room. Now it's time for some important things to look out for. And in my opinion, one of the most important things to have in a speaker is build quality. If you pick up a tower speaker and it's no more than 10 or 15 pounds, put it back down, walk away, and make sure you get speakers that are built well. Now another thing to consider is the finish of the speaker. This is a very personal issue, but it's important to make sure that you get speakers that look good to you. Or if that's not important, speakers that put sound before looks. Now for example, my Vandersteens here aren't built to look pretty. They have a big fabric sock around them, which I personally really like the looks of. But the most important thing about Vandersteen speakers is the sound quality. They're designed to put sound first. I've had my Vandersteen since 1992 and I haven't looked back since. They're not the prettiest speaker you can buy, but they sound pretty good for the money. So the point I'm trying to make here is try not to judge a speaker by its appearance. And the final thing I want to mention is that you need to listen to your speakers before you buy them. Don't listen to anyone, including me, that recommends speakers to you. The only way to find the right speaker is to listen to them for yourself. If you're buying speakers online, companies like SVS and Aperion Audio offer zero-risk demo periods on all of their products. If you buy something and you don't like it, just send it back and they'll pay for everything. I would strongly recommend making sure that you listen to a pair of speakers before you buy them. Or make sure that the company you bought the speakers from will take them back if they don't fit your taste. And that's about it for this video. I hope you found the information in this video helpful, and let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day.